Good morning, Dominica. Good morning, Eastern Caribbean. Welcome to another Creole Heartbeat program. It's a pleasure to be in your company one more time. I'm Prince Wadix, and we have a star-studded lineup of feminine power for you. We have special Kalin XP, special guest of honor. She'll be our special guest today, and that's because alias Frances de la Dominique will be paying tribute to her in a very special way. And guess what? 10 powerful women will be actually paying tribute to Kalin XP this year, and some of them will be passing through the studios of DBS Radio, so they can give us an idea as to the big show carried for this Friday. And I'm already seated Lily Octave and also the Afro Queen, Marie Pascal. Let's move across and say good morning to the both of them. Good morning, Lily Octave. Good morning, Marie Pascal.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
We're good on you, Wadix.
We're good.
I'm always good. I'm always
Love
happy.
it.
And when I have some beautiful feminine women in the building, it just all of a sudden just gets me excited, and overwhelmed. How are you, Lily?
Well, I'm good. I'm really good. I'm happy to be here. Yeah, we have a lot of vibes for the season we want to share with everybody.
Man, I am amazed at how women have been actually dominating so many of the activities those days. We had 4 women into the finals, and we have 10 powerful women that will be taking part in a special edition of Alias Frances.
Yes.
Jazz and is Jazz and Creole? No.
Cocktail.
Jazz and Cocktail.
Yes.
This coming Friday. How are you, Marie Pascal?
I'm good. Like Lily said, we're very busy these days.
I
love that.
I've been getting a sneak preview of you doing your gym hours. I
Oh
guess
my gosh.
tuning up, getting yourself ready for the season.
Yes, in 2025 it's all about our health. The Ministry of Health is on board with that, so I'm really taking it on. As a medical professional myself, I have to lead by example. So exercise all the time, trying my best to eat healthy. I love that. We're glowing up in 2025.
I love that. How you do it? How you balance being a medical professional and your music? How you balance that off?
The good thing is I think the evenings are my most creative times. So I'm always busy in the evenings, unfortunately. So daytime is for medicine and evening is for music. And it works so far. It works well. I make sure I take time for myself as well. That is really my 2025 goal. Make sure you take time I take time for myself. And every Sunday, I explore the island. So I went river tubing. My friends and I went to Rosalie. We just go out just to make sure we infuse ourselves into this beautiful nature. So it keeps me, happy, young.
I know, and it really radiates. I mean, just having a look at you, it's like hibiscus alongside. Which one, Dr. Miggs? Which one of the plants?
Powell.
Hibiscus. Well, Lily, as usual, that's your season. That's the time, and I have been seeing you. Will be actually busy over the entire weekend.
Yes.
It's that time again.
It's that time again. Definitely. We have a lot happening. We have just yesterday. We have Jazz and Dine right after Jazz and Cocktail. So we're just preparing for the 2 events back to back. The guys from St. Vincent by way of Cuba, they actually came in yesterday. So we have lots of rehearsals packed up, and as Marie said, we're trying to balance that off with our self-care. Because we have to take care of us as well.
This is so important.
Yes, definitely.
I don't know if people know that Lily is a massage artist, but that is one of the ways I take care of myself. She's my massage therapist. Yes. I don't want to just be promoting stuff, but she's my massage therapist, and she knows after a season like that, I have to go and book my massage.
No, but it's good. It's good apart from music that you have specialized in other areas of health.
Yes.
And I mean, health those days mean wealth.
True.
And it's so important that one has to be well-rounded apart from whatever profession, that you can get a chance for yourself and pamper yourself. The big show is this coming Friday. That's the first one. And it's Jazz and Cocktail. Tell us how preparations are going for this one.
You want to go first, Mark?
You know what? Preparations are going very good.
Yes.
I always say that every year. This is our 4th year doing this event.
Yes.
And it's so inspiring to go into the catalog of our fellow artists. Kylie XP, you have your one song you like or a couple songs, but to dive into her repertoire, it was amazing.
Yes.
Like everybody could find a song that they love. I'm doing an Afrobeat, of course. I'm like, I'm happy you did that Afrobeat so I can have a song to sing, And I'm on the Creole side, so I like the songs in Creole and all that. But it's so important to be able to look at an artist from that perspective. You get in touch with their lyrics, with their melodies, with their evolution as an artist. And it's amazing. The band is practicing very hard. They're really putting in their best effort, and it's a rock star band.
Right.
I know it's going to be an excellent show.
Yes.
We'll talk about the band in a while, but what about you, Lily? How are preparations for this show? We'll get into the next one in a little later.
Yes, for sure. This one, like Mari said, is very interesting, the repertoire, and we've seen different aspects of Kalina getting ready, even her creative process. She's very astute and attentive, and so we see that it's expressed in her music and the way that she delivers it, and it has pushed me this year, because everybody knows that I don't speak patois. But
Wow.
they can come on Friday, and they can definitely see Lily Octave singing that Creole verse, and everybody is so supportive, helping, especially with the pronunciations and so on. We have a great support system. So they're going to see more of that. We had it last year. It's going to continue again this year, because that's just how we are. The group, we're a very supportive set of women, talented in our own rights. And it's an appreciation of the arts and the skill that comes forth, and the queen herself.
Just
And it's I was telling Shanice, I think I said they could not pay me any money to sing Kali Next People Bouillon.
Yeah.
Listen, words. I'm like, and Kali XP sings those songs so fast.
Yes.
And I'm like,
And the
I
breath
knew-
control and everything that has to come with
I'm
it.
not picking a bouillon song because I will not be able to keep up with those words. But
Yeah.
that is a skill, that is a talent, and it's just so amazing to see.
Yeah, and as a jazz, neo soul jazz singer, it's stepping into a genre that it's uncharted territory, really, because you're used to being mellow and
Yes.
is there smoothing, and you time your breathing according to that mellow, but now you have to be on it, and it's like I'm like, okay, this is a challenge. I'm rising to it. I love it, and so I think the people who will come on Friday evening, they're gonna be in for a treat. I think it's going to be a great show. From what we've been seeing, the rehearsals have been going great. The musicians are putting in a lot of work. So
let's welcome the
in for
queen.
it.
Hi, Expeditious. How are
Good
you?
morning. I'm not sure if my mic is working. I don't see a red light.
It is.
Okay,
it
great.
is,
Good
it is.
morning. Good
I'm
morning,
the
Wally.
chief tech. I'm the chief tech.
Oh, of
Yes.
course. I should have known better.
And whenever he's in the building,
Everything is working.
Smooth
Yeah,
and
that's
smooth
correct.
sailing. How about you, Expeditious?
I am blessed. I just want to say good morning to my beautiful sisters next to me and to you, Wadix, and of course, all the listeners of DBS Radio. Good morning to everybody.
I'm going to tease you first. What happened at 12 year? When you were 12, what happened?
Sweet baby Jesus. At 12, I think I was in my church choir at 12.
Absolutely, bang on spot. What was the experience like singing for the first time in a choir? Those days, you ever thought that it would have been up to that level now? When you're kind of reminisce as a 12-year-old back with a choir, you have several other people singing with you.
Yeah.
And to see how you have grown over the years now into the expeditious with a bouillon army, a married woman, a wife, a songwriter. You ever thought of that?
At 12, all you want to do is something that you're excited to do. You love singing, you love dancing, you love art, you love whatever. At that time, you're not thinking in the future per se. You're just thinking, oh, I get to do something I love doing and I can do it every Sunday. So I'm in the choir. Absolutely, let's do that. But now seeing and looking back on everything that I have done, and it's just so surreal to me. It's like when I see all the ladies, going through the catalog of music I have, and even when Cornell and I were going through the catalog, we like, what? When did we do all these songs? When did we when did we do all that music? And it's really amazing to see the journey and where I have come through from now, and I'm very humbled by it, and I'm so excited to see all the ladies putting on their show on Friday, and I know it's gonna be very expeditious. That's one thing.
That's for sure. That is for
How are
sure.
you feeling in the in the footsteps of I think it was Nelly 1st, then Ophelia, then Mikel, and your sister is going to be paying tribute to you this coming Friday. How does it feel?
Oh my God, to be in a league of royalty and the likes of Mikel and Ophelia and Nelly, like, yes, I mean, everybody is a queen in their own rights, and I words cannot explain. I'm usually not lost for words, but words cannot explain how honored I am to be somehow right there with them.
Absolutely. I have always wanted to ask you this question, but I'm going to do this early, very
Lord
early,
have mercy.
so we can get ahead and then we can have a good time after
What
that.
is you and your questions?
Yes, because you are a professional nurse,
I am.
registered nurse.
Yes.
Caring for people, loving for people, similar to what Mary Pascal does. But you have now entered into a different realm where you are a professional musician. How difficult was it to actually sideline one of your major passions into music, which is sort of, not as, let's say, positive on the nation in terms of taking care of people, and in terms of consistency? Music can fluctuate. This year
Right.
you can be good, and next year people, the same sort of people who love you can then, reject you, that
Absolutely.
kind of thing. But nursing is according to Sister Mary, what's her name? That noble Indian woman. It's a noble profession, and 7 years as a nurse, and you decided, out of the both passions, you're going to choose music.
Yeah.
How
yeah.
difficult was it, and how has it been?
Well, when I started doing nursing, it was just nursing, yes. I mean, I had the music on the side always, but it was more of the nursing than the music. And then I had my daughter, and then that was like 3 careers in one, and it was kind of difficult to manage all 3. So I was like, seeing that I did the nursing already, which was kind of like what my mother, back then when you say you want to be a singer,
I know.
of all things, so you want to be a nurse, why you
Yeah.
can't be a teacher, why you can't be a this and that. So she's like, I'm paying your tuition and you're going to do nursing, the end. So I'm like, since I had done basically her dream, it's time that I can pursue mine. That's my passion. Music is my passion. I struggled with it a little bit because, like you said, nursing is there, nursing is the career, nursing, a lot of my patients were like, so nurse, what we gonna do now? All the goodness is just going blah, blah. But it was something that I had to do for myself, and follow my dreams and follow my passion. Now, if you're gonna do that, you're not gonna do it 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Yes, you're gonna do it in a way that you will succeed at it. And in a sense, Wadix, as you know, I also got to do a little nursing in the music. I had musical therapy that's taking care of people's
Yes.
mental health as well. So I
Absolutely.
could merge the 2 careers
Then.
in one. Yeah. So it was like being in having the best of both worlds at that time. So I could still use my music to take care of people mentally, and I could still be honest in that sense. And I have not yet regretted that decision. I will continue to do music. I can still do nursing. I'm still registered, and I'll just see where it goes from there. But it was a decision that I had to make for myself. I am not regretting it at all, and I can do more with my family and more with the music as I would want to. And I'm going places with the music. So by all means.
I'm loving this. Why? Because for some reason, some strange reason, three of you are in the health
Imagine
field.
that.
Yes, I know, right?
Three of you are, in the field where you take care of people
Yes.
and heal people, through whatever means professionally, and also your music.
There you
Music
go.
is absolutely healing.
Yes.
There's nothing that beats music for me. Nothing else. Nothing else more than music for me. And I can understand what it means for you, and then to still be, with your profession for you, you can always fall back on this. And if anything gets difficult, the world turns, or as the world turns.
Yes.
But let's get into Friday Expeditions. You have been around the rehearsals. How
Yes.
are your sisters adopting to your repertoire?
Well, you see, the thing is that because of the versatility in the repertoire that I have, everybody could find a song that was so fitting for them. I'm like, oh my God, that's not my song. That's Maxine's song. Like that's not my song. I could feel like everybody just got a song that was fitting for them.
Yeah.
And then, oh my God, the rehearsals are really fun.
lot of
You
fun.
know,
Yeah.
the rehearsals,
Shalina.
the rehearsals are too fun. A little too fun. You're having a little too much fun. But it's coming along nicely. I'm excited about it. And, even if you are at the rehearsal and you see what they're putting on, on the night of show, people always going to do a little something extra.
Yeah.
So I am looking for that little extraness. If I can invent my own word. I am looking for that part of it, looking forward to that, because based on what I've seen already, I know it's going to be a fantastic show. And when you come on stage, it's a whole different person. You transform into MP, you transform into Lily Octave, and you put on your A game. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm really excited about it.
What are the songs you have chosen, Lily and Marie Pascal? Is it going to be a secret, or are you going to tell us?
I think it's usually a secret.
Usually,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
You have to
Why?
definitely come. Yes.
I think we should know, because it's anticipation. We're getting a hype from this, having an idea.
Probably we can do a little trivia, maybe on the
night?
on something, to see
On
if
the
somebody
night.
can guess. Maybe we can give out
Oh,
a
yes.
ticket or something.
Okay, yes.
To see if somebody can guess which song. Because
Yes.
if you know my repertoire and you hear that song, you'll be like, I'm pretty sure that's the song
I am
that one is
really,
doing.
at least the two Marie Pascal and Lily. I can see Charlene fitting in good. I can see Shanice, because I just heard Shanice, you're the boo, you're right in the boo. I say, wow.
Exactly. Exactly.
But then apart from, we know you, you're very versatile, and you have also recorded several other types of music. Will it be only bouillon? You'll be exploring your full catalog?
No. Obviously, we're going
All the
to
way.
do a little bit of everything. Like I like to say, whenever I'm performing, it's a little bit of everything. So I don't only do bouillon, but the majority of the repertoire will be bouillon. But we also going to give you a little bit of everything. That is why we say everybody got a song that they could fit in. In their genre that they do. Everybody could get a song that they could fit in, and then, a bouillon song.
Okay. Marie Pascal, you are also part of the, like Colin, the Jazz and Creole as the main event for this season.
Yes.
Your first as a main act?
Absolutely.
Wow.
I know.
First.
Nothing
Yes.
happens before it's time.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
And how are you feeling about that?
I'm really excited. Every single year, I have a particular friend who always says that is his post for before they announce the lineup for Jazz for the past 5 years. I hope MP is on the lineup. I hope MP is on the lineup. So this time he was very happy to know. Okay,
Of course.
we on.
He should be front and center.
Is he the friend?
Oh, bon Dieu.
Oh my God.
Okay.
See what it is.
All right. I'm excited that you're definitely on.
Yes.
So
I'm
we can
really, yes.
expect some Afro blends in between, the
Absolutely.
fusion.
We're going home with this one.
Yes, yes.
We're taking you to Cameroon.
That's
right in my
I
village.
love it.
Yes. Tell us about that. I mean, this is so interesting that we're going to have a diverse, repertoire from you, your own. You're going to be yourself. Marie Pascal from the Cameroon.
it was really humbling, because many times when you perform, you perform music from everywhere, you have covers. And for the first time, I'm like, I actually have enough songs to do my own repertoire. It's not about covering people's songs. This is really my opportunity to do my own songs. And one of the band members like, you have all these songs? So many times you don't feel like you have enough songs or your music matters, but going through it and allowing a band to actually interpret those songs, like play with their feelings, it really humbles you that yes, I'm doing some good work. So I'm so excited. We ready. I'm going to give everybody the Afrobeat straight from Cameroon, the Zouk, because I grew up listening to Zouk. So Zouk love especially, huge influence. So my sound is kind of Afrobeat, R&B, Zouk love, the sweetness of that type of music, and I'm just excited. It's going to be some French singing because I speak French. It's going to be some African dance and songs. It's going to be very exciting. So I can't wait. And I'm so happy that, the band is there taking on all those songs. Our drummers are having the best time.
Oh, yeah.
I think they are performing more than everybody else.
Yes.
Because African rhythms can be a little bit challenging.
Infectious.
And they own that with so much energy. Oh, I'm excited. I can't wait.
What's the duration of your set?
But it's half an hour. So we have a good half an hour.
What about you, Lily? I know you are very busy for the season.
Yes. We actually, so Jazz and Dine is the first event that we have this for the season. It will be on Saturday night, on the 26th of April.
That is right after the Jazz and Cocktail.
Jazz and Cocktail.
That's this weekend.
That's this weekend. Also at our
The way you guys are talking like the show is next week.
I don't
I know,
understand.
It is this weekend. Today's Wednesday. 2 days from now.
Yeah, that's how much time we think we have. But yes, so it's actually just this weekend, and I think this year has been a huge revelation for us and for the musicians who play with us as well, because like MP, we've had musicians who were like, but I didn't know that we have all these songs. And really, honestly, truly, amongst all the women, we have a really huge catalog of music, original songs, and I know I love to perform my own. So every time for Jazz and Dine, we introduce a set of songs and we create an album from the event. So this year we have 14 new songs. Last year we had 10. This year we have 14. So it's been an interesting creative journey. I challenged my musicians to create songs of their own, and we're listening to their creations, their creative process. It was very fun, very interesting. I love putting them forefront because a lot of times they're in the back, not being recognized, as much as they should. And everybody is talented in their own way. Their songwriting skills is going to be put on display. So everybody's going to get a taste of every little thing. We mixed up the genres. We have something for everybody. If you love compa, if you love kadas, if you love the zouk, if you love R&B, soul, jazz, you're going to get it.
This is the exciting stuff, and I'm really excited. I also noticed that you actually included Janet Azus,
Yes,
and also Janae.
Yes.
Janae, and for those who don't know, Janet Azus is the first ever woman who sang Kadas Lipso.
Yes, sir.
Even before Ophelia with the Bells combo. And it's really good. But something is going on with the women those days. I mean, you actually dominated the Kaiso, a woman, female monarch.
Oh my gosh.
Carlin XP, you are also part of the main stage.
Yes, I am.
Tell us about what can we expect for the main stage, Jazz and Creole.
Of course, I'm going to do strictly.
No, even before that, tell us about will you be performing Friday?
Well,
Or the tribute, or you'll just be there crying and weeping. Which one? I think you should do at least a song.
It might be both.
So you will be singing on Friday?
And just be screaming in the crowd. I wasn't ready.
Okay. But will you be performing on Friday?
I will do. Yes, I'm doing one song with the
song.
ladies for sure. And if the thing take me, I might just run on the stage.
Of course.
I know.
As only she could.
Yes. So I'll be doing one song, at the end, And then, of course, I will be at
Jazz and
Jazz
Creole.
and Creole, the main stage. I'll be doing full Colin XP repertoire, taking the bouillon and creolizing it. You
Will
know,
it be the first time you're on the main stage at Creole and Jazz and Creole?
yes,
Wow,
that's
it's
correct.
the first, okay.
Yes, it is. And so folks can look forward to the bouillon jazz experience.
Yes.
You
I
know,
love it.
yes, that's correct. You know, when we go out, we always go big or we stay home. Also, we'll be at Jazz and Creole Crescendo at Katai on Tuesday
yes.
coming up with Mary Pascal as
Cool.
well. Yes.
We women are taking over, dominating. No, but that's good. That's very good.
That's yes.
Because I'm continue with the Jazz and Creole because I'm going to ask you right after so you can start. The two can start to think, how are you respected in the league? So that's after. But Colin, continue to tell us about the Jazz and Creole experience. You put in your repertoire 60 minutes?
No, it's half an hour.
Half an hour.
I know what
Ouch.
yes.
Okay.
It's a start, you know, it's a
Yeah.
start somewhere. So you know you prove yourself and then maybe next time around, you know, you'll be given a whole 60 minutes or something, you know, but at least it's I'm on the main stage. I'm thankful, I'm grateful for that. You know, I get to expose what Colin XP is all about when it comes to jazz and Creole. So we'll be ready, and the musicians are set, the band is sounding really expeditious. So we're getting ready for jazz and Creole, you know, but first we'll make a stop at Alliance Française on Friday
Yes.
for the jazz and cocktails, and then we'll make a stop at
Jazz and Dine.
Alliance again on Saturday
at
for Jazz and
Jazz
Dine.
and
Yes.
Dine. Then
Then
we'll make another
Tuesday.
stop on Tuesday.
Right.
Oh my
Katai.
God! You know,
Yes.
there's a lot of things you can do. You know, even tomorrow you can make a stop at Jazz in Me, the Jazz in Me
Oh,
with
yes.
Michael Henderson.
I'm going to the
You
Yes.
know,
courtyard.
because
Right, the
Michael is
courtyard.
also
I am
having her own
definitely-
show. So there's a lot of things to do where we, the women, are at the forefront, and I'm really excited about it because I am tired of saying I need to see more women on the flyers.
Yeah.
You know, and when we can come up with our own shows, and you know, even Queen Ophelia will be with us, myself and Mary
Tuesday,
Pascal on
yes.
Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so it's a real treat for you this year for jazz, all the jazzy things you want to do. The women are front and center, and I'm really excited about that.
The respect for women finally coming.
Finally,
Yes.
finally.
Yes.
Mary Pascal, finally. It
Finally,
is
I
coming.
think so. Yes.
You
And-
think in a sort of congested masculine arena, the women are into your own
I think so.
and are finally getting the respect because to be at as a headliner in any festival is maximum respect. And then to be headlining, you know, at least the Jazz and Creole Festival, who knows what next? You know?
I must commend the team at DFC and then DDA for really reaching out to make sure it happens. Many times, you know, at festivals you don't really get a lot of the local artists being promoted. You know, you promote the bigger headliner, and everybody is kind of a supporting act. But I'm so I feel the team at DFC and DDA, they're doing a very, very good job.
Excellent.
All the press conferences, you can see the people you see all the time putting in the work.
Yeah.
At the radio shows, etc. It's very important, and I love that direction that they're going into. They're really planning. They're working to treat the artists here very nice, and I definitely appreciate it.
Lily, the respect finally coming after several years of toiling in the backdrop, doing your thing.
Definitely.
But now, you know, there's the sun, the moon is now shining in your guys' direction. Something seems to be happening. The female power seems to be in dominance. And
Yes.
we saw it after, I think, 2011, 14 years after Tasha P did it. We saw it in Calypso.
Yes.
And we are now seeing it again in jazz. I mean, how many acts? I think several acts are women. Marie Claire is
Right, Giro.
Giro
Yes.
is also a headliner. We have I think yourself, Ash, and two other girls.
Yes,
Yes,
Shalina,
Shalina.
and Abia.
Right.
Abia also
Yes.
part of you know, this is fantastic work and I'm really loving what I'm hearing. I hope that one of those days we could get some original collaborations.
Yes.
We've been talking about
This
Because-
is this yes we
we
have.
have been.
I think for the
Definitely
summer
have
we
been
need to
saying
get
this.
to work. I mean,
Yes.
at this point we have to take it seriously and get to work.
Right. Yeah.
I love what Colin and a few other sisters did with the bouillon. But I would love it even more if I hear some more Creole in
Yes.
between,
Yes.
which kind of brings me back to Zouk Machine and how they dominated the whole Zouk era. Three sexy, beautiful women with some fantastic voices. And they played at the festival, I think the second year.
Right.
But then they
Yeah.
were dominating because beautiful women singing, can really have a good pulsating feeling. I would have really loved to see, and I want to appeal to you to get the originals going, man. Get
Absolutely.
the creative juices going so we can get the originals. And no, not covers. So then by the time we get three singers, 4 singers, 5 singers, do it, man. Because you are going to be doing it for Carlin XP on Friday.
Yeah.
Yes.
By the way, tell us a little more about that in terms of the show, what the various aspects, how much to getting to the show.
It's $70 in
$70,
advance
mhm.
and $80 at the gate. You
I
know?
did it. The
Right.
band. Tell us about the band.
Oh, the band is very expeditious, I must say.
That means Cornell. That means Cornell.
Oh boy.
The band. I'm
That
a-
means Cornell is at the helm as usual.
no,
No, I
it's
tell him he
strange.
has to come and sit down next to me and let
So
him
he's
do pretty.
Cornell is not playing
He's
on
not
any of the
playing.
songs.
He's
He's
You're
forbidden to play.
serious.
He's forbidden.
He's forbidden
I
to play.
really
Wow.
admire that a lot because
This is good.
it's a new generation of musicians
Yes.
Wow.
that are
Mhm.
getting
Yes.
into the car dance. They play with
This is
Mikel, they
nice.
play with Carlin, and it's like they're getting into Dominican sound.
Yes.
Right.
And
Yes.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So once people like Junior, Del Sol, he's not playing. Cornell is not, playing, and you're like, okay,
right.
who's playing?
I know,
Who's
right?
Yes.
playing? Yes. So
Yes.
we have Caleb
Yes.
on keys.
Yes.
We have
Excellent.
very good. He's very good. We have Koba on the bass. Koba is
Yeah, of
bassman
course.
for Swinging Stars. We have Jerry. We cannot
on
leave
the
out
guitar.
Jerry. Jerry
Yes.
is old school.
Exceptional.
Yeah.
Mikel,
Old school.
Carly next week, old school, everybody you can think of. And we have Heston
Heston.
on the drums.
Yes.
Yes, so we have a group of real expeditious guys.
Yeah.
And I sung like that, this song on my Christmas song. Expeditious guys. And of course, Sean will be there making us sound really good. And it's going to be nice. Cornell is still there, but he is more like leading the band and leading the guys into how to
Getting
get that
them to get
song.
that
Yeah,
song.
he's
to get the
giving us a
song.
master class.
Yes.
Cornell listens to
Right.
rehearsal and is like, okay, hold on, do this, do that. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
master
No,
class.
but you see, this is so interesting, and I really wish that you could record some of this. To have a genius like Cornell just monitoring the situation, observing, and giving a master class, like you said,
Yes.
to the young, in nurturing the younger guys. Because we know Cornell, apart from Bouillon, we hear what he did with Fitzroy Williams and the guys.
Right.
Yes.
And what he's doing with Carlin XP, one of the most versatiles around the region. And here is he nurturing some guys to play some of the songs he produced.
Yes.
So this is fantastic. I just hope that this can be documented, and other musicians can do something very similar. So I really want to big up Alias Frances,
Yes.
De La
Yes.
Dominic. So it's $75 tickets in advance, and you get a free cocktail, I think, on entrance.
Yes.
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 And there's a special section, I think, from 6 where you could just come and relax and have a few
Absolutely.
beverages,
Yeah.
see some nice people, and then showtime will be 8 o'clock.
8
Yes.
o'clock. Yeah. So you just come, you hang around, it's free time, you come, you experience the jazz,
vibe, yes.
you soak in the vibes and you get ready for the main stage, but in the meantime, you just come around, you mingle, you have a little cocktail or two, and you meet some people you might haven't seen in a while, So just come, it's going to be a really nice experience for you. And we're inviting every one of you to come on down, and I'm excited. I'm just excited.
Okay, this is Creole Heartbeat. I'm Prince Wadix with you, and we just want to remind you that the Memorial Cup is carried for Dominica, 24th of May, that is. So the Memorial Cup between Dominica, Martinique, and Guadeloupe. And guess what, Marie Pascal? From Benin.
Okay.
The Benin national team is coming to Dominica to play basketball. That's May 24th. So what they go is a tripartite sort of arrangement where they'll be playing in Guadeloupe, in Martinique first, on the 22nd, then on the 24th in Dominica, and then they go to Guadeloupe on the 27th. So in the 24th, it will be Dominica basketball team against the Benin national team, and in the first game, it it will be Guadeloupe against Martinique. So a real Creole, a real Francophone.
I think I have to come and see my cousins.
After all,
My
after
cousins
all.
touching down. Let's go. I have to go and see my cousins.
Yes,
Yeah.
but who will you support?
Who will
know
you
what?
support?
That's I know, right?
Question.
I like to say I'm Kamanican. So one hand has
That's
the Dominica sleeve, next one is for the Benin sleeve.
Okay.
Okay.
So you might see me do all this all night.
Let's go over the order sisters because we have several, I think either 10 or 11 women that on the night.
Oh,
This coming
wow.
Friday night, I think 10. 10
10.
women. So
10
tell us,
include
tell us
me.
about the other superstars. Tasha P will be there for sure.
Right.
Sasha P will be there. Shalina.
Shalina will be there.
Maxine.
Maxine will be there.
Yes.
Abia.
Abia.
Dajel.
Dajel.
Right.
Shanice.
Shanice.
Our Princess of Song, Miko.
Mika.
Mikel will be
Yes.
singing. I'm really wondering what Mikel is going to sing.
Yeah.
That's fast.
She wrote a song. I
That's
think she wrote a
fast.
song for you.
Yes,
next
she
week.
did. Yes,
she
she
wrote
did.
a Booyah
A
song.
Booyah
Right? It's a
song.
Booyah
Yeah.
song.
Yes,
But
she
it will
did.
be interesting to see which one of the songs that Mikel.
That
You will have to
bad.
see,
That
and
bad.
it will be interesting.
I mean,
according
10
to Kalin, we were not ready.
Ah.
we weren't. We weren't at
No, but this
all.
is fantastic stuff. This coming Friday, Dominica, 8 p.m. at the Alias Française de la Dominique. Tasha P, Michael Henderson, Abia Israel, Maxine Aline, Marie Pascal, Shanice Shalina, Lily Octave, Dajel. That's it?
Yeah.
I missed
And
anyone?
XP. No,
and
that's
XP,
Yes.
and XP,
Yes.
Kalin XP. And we also have some DJs, DJ Slim and
Snow.
DJ Snow.
Yes.
This is excellent stuff, and I'm really enjoying the whole tribute. I was hoping that they could do so with a Kadas legend one of those days, because what I'd really love to see you ladies do is a neo of, let's say, Gordon Henderson's repertoire.
Yes.
And the reason why I chose Gordon is because of the type of Creole. They are the same way we have English. There is the normal English, and there is a different levels of English as we kind of educate ourselves more. Gordon's Creole is on a different level.
Oh my God.
You
Let
know,
me tell you about
it
it.
is on the more intellectual scale, and
Yes.
pronunciation would be a challenge, I know. So I would really love to hear some of you,
Yes.
especially Lily, singing after, because I must commend Colleen on the fresh.
I can tell
Yes.
you firsthand, I experienced his
Fresh.
his masterclass in pronunciation
Yes.
and his Creole, and he's like, I'm like, Cornell, please, I know I saying what I want in this song. Can we please call Gordon and get the words correct? And he's like, okay. He sent me a long thing, and I'm like, no, I need to hear that. So I need to call him and get. And it was a good while on the phone getting everything correct. And he said everything else is good, but I say, we but Jay, you know it.
Pronunciation. But that's the
Yes.
thing with Creole. When you're singing, you have to get it right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You have to get it
Absolutely.
because it may mean
something
Something
else.
else.
And that's
Right.
exactly what he
and,
was
and
pointing out.
lose
Yes.
the
Yes.
coherence of the
Yes.
song. So pronunciation is very important
Yes.
into the Creole language. I know. I think just last week Abia told me how she misses the Kadas slips of competition.
Me too.
I know.
know,
Me too.
but then-
Yes.
I believe that this is something that brought Dominica's name far and wide. This is our music. It is a foundation of the World Creole Music Festival.
Right.
And here are some ladies willing to sing,
Yeah,
willing to do
yeah.
it. And I believe some energy from those authorities in charge should be made. The same way we're doing this. This is jazz and Creole, or jazz in Creole. We have to get a way to promote what is ours, because we've seen that Neo just recently Gordon sent me something from Portugal, where people from Portuguese singing Dominican's Creole, Kadas lips of music, and Dominicans are avoiding it and heading to all types of genres. When
Right.
this particular genre made us known globally to the four corners of the world, and I believe some energies. Here are you ladies, 10 of you willing to do it.
Of
Mikel
course.
has excelled. Ophelia is still alive, willing to teach and to help everyone pronounce the words. Something should be done.
Yeah.
And I believe, one of those days, I hope we did Ophelia already as a tribute. And let's see if we could possibly do God in one of those days. I want to bring that up to Shalin.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think what the Alliance wanted to do is really highlight the women in music. Like we always say that the men are always at the forefront. And what Jazz and Cocktail, from my understanding, is that they wanted to highlight the women.
Which is good.
Yeah,
Which is
Yeah.
good, but at the same time, you highlight those. We have some legends. We have some ancestors, living ancestors.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And we are not very good at our history, teaching ourselves our
You
own
know.
history.
Agree.
Just yesterday, I had to give some influential people a background of the Barracoon building.
Imagine.
Which is so much of an important building for us. That's where our forefathers were brought and oiled
Yeah.
and put to sell. Miguel would be sold more than me because he's prettier than me. That he have better abs. No, but on a real scale, this was the place. This was the
Yeah.
place because this was the port.
Right.
And then most of if you look at the whole facility, that is where we were kept, where our ancestors were kept. We now know better. We now know the history of places like this. And when you go to places like Guadeloupe, there's a whole museum
Yes.
where you can understand. If you better understand who you are,
Yeah.
then you are better equipped to know where you want to go.
Yes.
So that's why I felt it was important not to just sideline the women, but then to delve a little more into some of those ancestors that are
Yes.
alive, and because of what they did.
Absolutely.
What they did, because we tried our best with a few of the portraits, but you saw what happened.
Right.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have
Yes.
included you ladies at some
Of
point in
course.
time
Yeah.
in it. But then the thing about it, there is something going on with our music, and I'm loving it, and I'm really loving the female energy, and I'm really looking forward to big things happening. So apart from these two events where you guys will be playing, after that, any in terms of music output, because I also like very much the output, what we put on record, what we document.
Right.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that is what you leave behind. You can be a sensational performer, but you need to have the repertoire, the catalog.
Absolutely.
Bob Marley's music is still #1 selling. And it's tremendous when you can have a catalog and you can look
Definitely.
back and be proud.
Yeah.
Be proud of the content. So I'm really looking forward to some more potent music coming from Dominica to balance.
Yes.
Because Dominica is known for several other things where we can create a nice balance.
Yeah.
Where we can have, just try to imagine women all of a sudden just coming out with the finest afro, the finest reggae, the finest cadence. All of a sudden from women, in Dominica.
Yes.
That's a
Yes.
new leaf.
Yes.
It's like a new life. We saw what happened to Bouillon just recently, and a new life can happen to the women, starting from
Yes.
Joy, and we can just move.
Yeah.
But then again, the platform needs to be there.
That's
The
correct.
relationship needs to be there, and most of all, the investment.
Yes.
The investment needs to be there. We have to put our resources where our talents are if we need to go anywhere. So I'm pretty excited. What's in store for the Expeditious One? You had a reasonable season for Carnival.
Yes.
We head into the jazz full. I understood you were mining the little one.
Yes.
You were busy in the third profession.
Yes, that's correct.
But then what's coming up? After jazz, what's next for Carly next
After
week?
jazz, I'm going to take some time off to go
Okay.
into the studio.
Excellent.
And also to prepare for my tour in Belgium in August.
Tell us about that tour.
So it's the second time that I'm going to be on the Antillean Festin Festival. That's the biggest festival in Europe, and also Mikkel is going to be on that same festival. She'll be
Women
on the-
again, man.
Yes.
Say this so that Curtis
Yes.
can repeat this, so that Curtis can get a sneak preview for the news, man. This is big news.
There you go,
Dominica
Curtis.
women
So-
continue to dominate music, man.
August 8th and 9th, we will be on the Antillean Festival in Belgium. So come August, yes? We're looking forward to that. It's going to be really exciting. One night is Kadas, the next night is Bouillon. And it's because of what we did when we went there, because that's not Mikkel's first time at as well. The performance that we put on, that's why we're being called back, so we're really looking forward to that, and I'm excited about it. So come after jazz, gonna take some time off, prepare for Belgium, make some new music, and then we go on tour. It's summer.
Kedima, what about you, Mary Pascal? New music in the making?
Absolutely. I'm currently working on a Zouk Love album. So really to play around with my my writing in French. I write Zouk better in French. And with some infusion of Creole, some collaborations with artists from St. Lucia, from Dominica. So I'm excited about it. And also, well, album, I would say maybe EP. And the second one really with a lot of African dance songs. So I can, I met my dancers yesterday and I'm like, I miss doing this. We used to just come together and dance. So I want to bring that back for the summer, some good African dance songs. Some years ago, I had an event called Safari Royale, where I really wanted it to be an experience, a full African royal experience. And COVID shut it down really the day before at the time.
Wow.
I know. And we put it back on maybe when the country opened again. But I really want to bring this back. And it's really to give that opportunity to my band. I work with quite a few young musicians. And I want them to start to take this so seriously, to understand dynamics of real good performance. As a teacher myself, as a lecturer, I take it very seriously when it comes to training young people, when it comes to band. So that would be a really important project for me, for emancipation. And then I'm working on, I haven't been back to Africa in a long time. I think maybe this year I will make that trip, go home, have a few shows, have a few promotional events. So I'm looking forward to a few things.
How is your music doing in Cameroon?
In Cameroon, I've been featured on some of the pieces, from bloggers in Cameroon. But the only good way to promote music in Cameroon is to be there. You have to, because you have a lot of radio, shows, etc. And you really have to be on the ground. So that's what I want to do.
Do you think we as a people are conscious enough of how important that link, that history?
I don't think so. If there's one thing I wish Dominica would take the lead on, is to make that connection. I don't want any other island to be the one to establish that network with Africa, whether it's for trade, because at our business, my sister and I brings in African fabric, and it's so difficult to bring authentic goods from Africa to the Caribbean, and I wish the trade was better. I wish we were really taking it on. There's no reason back then. Ras Algie, Webster, and I think Alex Bruno, they said they had an excursion in Cameroon. And
yes, that's correct.
At the time I didn't know them, but it was so interesting to see that, because likewise in Cameroon we don't know a lot about the Caribbean. I just feel it's a failure on both words, and there has to be a country that decides to take the first step. It's going to be a difficult step, but once it happens, I think it's going to be something really beautiful.
We are really planning furiously to explore the benefits of the Benin sort of connection. The ambassador is from Martinique, the ambassador from Benin to the Caribbean.
Okay.
And quite a bit of exciting ideas. So the basketball tournament is the first. So we are hoping that the three countries, Dominica, Guadeloupe, Martinique, can then do a return to Benin itself to experience, because it's one thing to speak about the African continent, but for 99% of us, since we were stolen and beaten and hijacked from the continent, we never got the opportunity to repatriate ourselves. So it is that connection we're really trying to exploit as much as possible. So it'd be very good if we can do the same likewise with how difficult it is. Because one of the first things, how difficult it is for an African to come to the Caribbean. How difficult it is for a Caribbean person to go to Africa, apart from the various vaccinations and so on.
It will actually be a bit easier because, thanks to the Commonwealth, for example, Commonwealth residents can move freely in Commonwealth countries. So people like Nigerians, Cameroonians, you come to Dominica, you can come. It's really open borders for about 90 days. You get here, you have, and you don't need a specific reason. You can come for, vacation, but you have 90 days, right? So a lot of our students, it's not a problem to get here when they're studying. What is difficult is that journey. That
to get to
journey,
Dominica.
It's really tough.
You have to go through Europe and then
Through everything. Like, there are people, my journey 15 years ago was from Cameroon to Kenya to South Africa to Brazil to Venezuela to Dominica. And I'm like, hold on.
no. And I think another important link is the trade,
Yes.
economic benefits.
Right.
I mean, billions of people on the African continent. I mean, we should be able to trade with our ancestors.
Right, exactly. What you're mentioning, Wadix, was actually mentioned at an event that happened in Dominica. I think it was 2 years ago at what they called it Maroons of the Diaspora, where they were in Dominica. That happened at Jungle Bay.
Okay.
And we had representatives from different parts of Africa here. We had some people here from as well, but not as much that as we would have hoped to see. And it was a huge sharing experience, what they would like to do, how they would like to establish the connection, let people understand their roots, our history, how it came about to be, what could happen now that we would know, because knowing is one part, but then how are we going to act on it? And I really felt that should have been something that would probably happen a little more often.
And we should pursue, not just have the discussions,
Right.
but
Right.
to pursue
Pursue
the
it.
various
Right.
avenues. Because the ambassador for Benin also told us that you can, right now, if you can trace your roots back to Benin, you can get a Benin passport, which is a big, this is very, it's interesting.
Yeah.
You could trace your roots back, you can get an African passport, which is the real identity. But we have to get back to business. Because this discussion may just get me, emotional.
Yes,
I know.
Radix. Yes,
We know
Radix.
you're very passionate.
Yes.
Yes.
Lily, what apart from the jazz, any production in the works?
Yes, definitely. There's also some collaborations. We have an artist, a well-known artist from Haiti that we'll be collaborating with. I'm not saying too much because we're gonna.
the Caribbean singer.
We're gonna. This will be a surprise. I don't think anybody would have really expected a collaboration
that's-
like
that's
that.
fantastic.
But yes,
But will it be compa song?
There'll be a bit of compa in there. That's for
Okay,
sure. Yes. There's one thing that I like to do. It's probably a myth. I don't know. I love to experiment with the genres. Some of them are very close. The elements in the beat patterns, the strum patterns of the guitar, and so I love the percussive elements, and I love to play with them across the genres. So there will be hearing a lot of infused genres for coming up. Then travels, as always, is in the mix. We had a heavy travel schedule last year, UK, Algeria, Switzerland, Geneva. So this year we're planning to go back to the UK again. So there's a lot to come, a lot happening. So
I want to challenge you guys. Get Mikel, get Ophelia, and go to the schools and mentor some of the children. You are professionals. You are professionals. A registered nurse, a doctor, a massage. What are you? What
massage therapist.
Massage.
Yes.
Massage. I will tell you which part of my body. But
Miguel,
my
for
neck,
me,
my neck, my neck, my neck,
Chineke.
my neck, my neck, my neck, my neck. No, but I'm back to base. I'm excited about how talented and well spoken you are. You took some time to educate yourselves, and yet you still have music to actually heal the nation.
Yes.
So I think this is very important that our younger people should hear from people like you, even if you're interested in music for now, but still have that background.
Yeah.
Still have that foundation you can fall back on in the hard days of music. You never know how things can turn with some of the mad people that are leading the various metropolitan countries those days. But it's important to be educated. One. It's important to stay in school, very, very important. But at the same time, if your passion, if God has really blessed you with certain talents, exploit it, but
True.
never forget your
Yes.
education.
Yeah,
Yes.
Absolutely.
I believe this is some. I want to suggest that to a few of the sisters. You can add Michael, Ophelia, and the whole works, because this is important for our young girls
It is.
growing
It
up,
really
because
is.
we are seeing what is taking place with our young girls. They are duva, they are fast, speedy,
Yes.
and they are also not focused on what they should be at their age.
Yeah.
So these little discussions, I think, can assist in getting them to be well rounded. And yes, you may have certain skill set, but at the same time, education is the foundation to move out of poverty. And most of us are reasonably poor here. Most of us. But let's get back to Friday before I
Rich in
allow
spirit.
Mr. Maggie, before we invade more of Dr. Labadi's space. Friday, big things are taking place. Alias Process. Let's go with Lily Octave first. And then just give us your lineup for the weekend so everybody can have it.
The lineup for the weekend, well, of course, alias says.
Tell us Alias was a little bit Alias was says. Look quasi plastic. Look
Jazz
mash
and
it up.
cocktail.
Look pop piano. You can do that in English and
Oh my God.
and we'll allow Marie Pascal to do that in English and French.
Yes, okay,
As
no
you should.
problem. Make sure you are definitely having jazz and cocktail on your schedule for the weekend. You can come see myself and my sisters. We're going to be giving tribute to the Booyah Queen, Colin XP, and we're going to keep it expeditious,
That's correct.
giving you a very nice merge of a meld of the Booyah jazz right there, Jazz and Cocktail Friday.
And then on Saturday,
Yes, and Saturday, Jazz and Dine with Lily Octave and friends, with Firelander Janet Jackson, our Queen Janet Azuz, and we also have J. Crow, who is somebody that's well known in gospel.
Gospel.
We're bringing everything to you, a mix of everything. We also have Juan Carlos and Brian Sachs from St. Vincent by way of Cuba. So we have saxophonists and the keyboardist coming in. We're giving you some salsa, some everything, every single thing at Jazz and Dine in a very jazzy way, of course.
exciting
And
stuff.
6 o'clock,
exciting stuff.
alias Process, Saturday.
Your
Be
entire
there.
line of Marie Pascal in English and then in French.
Okay, so I'll be at Jazz and Cocktail this Friday at Alliance Française. Jazz in the City on Tuesday. And of course, on the very, very big stage of Jazz in Creole 2025. So we're going to have a good time. Just catch me any day. We're going to have an amazing time.
En français.
Alors, je vous invite tous à Jazz et Cocktail ce week-end, ce vendredi à l'Alliance Française de la Dominique. C'est à partir de 18h. Rejoignez-nous et venez vraiment avoir un bon temps. Nous faisons hommage à Mademoiselle Carline Espy, la reine du bouillon. Et on vous attend tous. Je serai également à Jazz in the City, Jazz dans la ville, c'est mardi. Et bien sûr, je serai à Jazz et Créole. Ça, c'est dimanche le 4 mai à Portsmouth. Donc, si vous nous écoutez, n'hésitez pas, rejoignez-nous. On aura vraiment un bon temps.
Merci. The expeditious one.
Yes.
Paying tribute to you this coming Friday.
Yes, of course. The place to be at Alliance Française on Friday. I do not have a choice, so you do not have a choice either. We're both going to be there.
I love it.
We're both going to be there,
Oh, yeah.
having an expeditious time as always. And of course, we forget to mention that children under 17, is it, will pay $50, so bring the
yeah.
kids as well, because we're going to have a good time. And I'll see you on Tuesday at Jazz in the City alongside Mary Pascal and Queen Ophelia. And of course, on the main stage for Jazz and Creole on May 4th, 2 p.m. at the Cabritz National Park. It's a lot of jazzy things to do. So all your favorite people are going to be there. So you're in for a treat.
Get your singing voices together. But just before, we just want to remind you, Dominica, to get set for the Memorial Cup carried for Dominica. That's May 24th. where the national team, basketball team of Benin, will be in Dominica. It will be Dominica against Benin. You can't afford to miss that. Guadeloupe versus Martinique in basketball. Creole Memorial Cup carried for Dominica. Also the poker, and this is a major sea sport. The poker run, the poker race is carried for August 24th, and that's to carry $10,000 up for grabs. So, ladies, you're going to say two things to me, and that's just before we go. DBS, I love you. In all the nice voices there together. After free, what is it? DBS, I love you. You're going to record it, Dr. Mix?
We singing it?
You're going to sing it? No talking. So we're going to do whatever. We want the Lily octave. Lily octave.
Okay.
We practicing what it
Practice. Man, I love it. I'm getting excited here. That's a simulation exercise. A simulation exercise. Now it's the real thing. Let's go.
DBS, I love you.
One more. Dr. Miguel, I love you. Let's go. After three. 1, 2, 3.
Dr. Mix, I love you.
And the last one. Prince Wadix, I love you too.
We love you. Yes.
Okay.
Prince
Wadix, we love you.
This is so fantastic, ladies, and I love you too. This was another Creole program, the Creole Heartbeat program. See you guys on Friday, and that's because Alias Process will be really having 10 of the most potent and powerful women in music in Dominica, having a major tribute to Canon XP. 6 p.m. Alias Process, you can't afford to miss that. Another Creole Heartbeat program until next week, Wednesday. Prince Wadix, may God bless you. May God bless Dominica. Over to the original doctor.
Yo passé tous les voyages musiquement, mais attends jodi, jeunesse qui l'a